Round 3 of the State New Zealand Ocean Swim Series was the Capital Classic. In the men's race, it was won by the Australian George O'Brien. Emma Robinson would take out the women's race in emphatic fashion. Up next, it is round 4 in Akaroa. It is La Grande Swim. Welcome to the beautiful little French settlement of Akaroa, 70 kilometres east of Christchurch. The State Ocean Swim Series rolls into town for round 4. It is an absolutely magnificent day. The scenery is set. The competitors have come from right around the country. We are set to go.
What is the attraction of ocean swimming? Where did you get the idea from?
I tried about 4 years ago in the State Series with the first one, and it was just got the bug. We just had this old wetsuit on, I got last, I think, and it was just a good fun. Just a really good way to keep fit.
I know it's a beautiful day, but I don't know, is it beautiful in the water?
Are you looking forward to the beer afterwards?
Yeah, well, we don't drink in Ireland. It's against our culture.
I bought this cap at the Graham Condon Centre in Papanui. I thought I might swim in it today to get noticed, but unfortunately it's not a regulation cap.
You'll be disqualified.
Yes, I'd be TQ'd, so I might put it on at the very end.
It's such a beautiful day and it's a wonderful place to swim, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
It'd be like swimming in a pool out there, won't it?
Well, not quite. It's really nice. There's no lane to watch, so you got to make sure you know where you're going and know that the person in front of you knows where they're going too.
Tiny learnt to swim properly about 18 months ago, so I've progressed from doing 300 metres to the full event, and now I'm hooked and swimming every ocean swim, and getting a real buzz out of it.
Yeah, well said. As the recreational competitors make their way to the start line, here's Glenn Lama with the forward forecast.
Well, yes, absolutely magnificent conditions in Akaroa for the State La Grande Swim today. It's magnificent overhead, not a cloud in the sky, hardly a breath of wind, and out on the water, it is flat, swimming pool-like conditions for all of the swimmers today. There is one major challenge, though, for the swimmers, and that is navigation. There is no significant landmarks to help the swimmers with the navigation, so they're going to have to be very wise using the buoys on this out and back course here in Akaroa today. So it's all set up for a fantastic day, beautiful conditions, a strong elite field too, with several over from Australia for this race.
Oh, I love this series. It's so much fun, and I think that's part of the thing I like about open water swimming is that relaxed atmosphere, and you get to have a race competition, but at the same time you just get to chill out with your friends and have a good time. So yeah, great to be back.
Well, the big question is, how is your shoulder feeling?
Yeah, it's getting there. It's such a slow process, trying to get it recovered and back up to full scratch. But, every week I'm getting stronger and stronger. So it'll be nice to get out there in a race kind of scenario and see how it holds up.
She's an absolute class act. The elite athletes getting their final briefings. Kane Radford of New Zealand, Reece Mainstone out of Australia in a wetsuit for the first time.
How's your form?
It's going all right at the moment. I've just come off BHP, a third placing there at our national championships. So I'm getting ready for some shorter races and looking forward to the New Zealand Swim Series.
How you think you're going to go with the wetsuit for the first time?
Not sure. I'll leave it up to the race and we'll find out after.
Good luck.
Thanks a lot.
Good field today.
Yeah, it definitely is. We got race over for the first time, and we've had many battles throughout our careers, so it's always good to have a good hard hit out with Reece.
You train with him. Have you got a feeling about who's in better form at the moment?
It all comes down to it on the day, and it can be anyone's race between us depending on how each other feel.
And having a look at today's course map for our competitors, a total distance of 2.8 kilometres, 1.4 kilometres off the main beach at French Bay before they turn and make their way back to the finish line at the rec grounds. And we are set now for a start in this elite men's and women's race. More than 650 competitors overall, 4 waves, 1 minute apart as we have a look at our elite athletes, Kane Radford, Reece Mainstone, Melissa Gorman there, and also Jess Walker in the silver cap, one of New Zealand's young up-and-coming stars. And this is a beach start today. This again adds just a different dimension to it. The surf skills will have to come into play. Joining me in commentary, former national swimming representative Scott Rice. Underway, beautiful conditions, great scenery.
Oh, not a cloud in the sky, Mark. Beautiful conditions here in Akaroa. And the red caps of the first speed-seated recreational group underway with these elite swimmers. They're swimming past the raft just in the bay there and heading out through some moored boats before heading into the first of the state markers.
Okay, so the first orange cap, I think, is Troy Belvert, an 800-metre New Zealand champion. He was third at the 10K at the 2014 Open Water Swimming Championship, so he's just wanting to try and get some clear water. And just out to his right in the black cap is Michael Scheel.
Well, Michael Scheel's been building his confidence, building his fitness back up after a rough few years, and certainly this stage starting to put the pressure on nice and early. But Reece Mainstone has taken the lead already in the pink cap at the front of the approach, the first of the orange markers.
Well, very easy, isn't it, to go out just a little bit too quickly at times, using your pool speed to get that clear water. Mainstone, plenty of experience, so just starting to open up a little bit of a gap. The question is, where is Kane Radford? Now we see Radford in the green cap, just beginning to move there into second place. And looking at the stroke here of the Australian Reece Mainstone, what do you make of that, Scott?
Oh, looks nice, slow and looping. So he's got some good pull through underneath the water there, and a nice high arm turnover, getting over any chop that is out there in the water. So Kane Radford just trying to sneak up onto his feet now to get a little bit of the slipstream.
And interesting just to see Kane there lifting his head every second stroke at the moment. So again, every time he does that, he's dropping the hips. You just sense he's just a little bit more urgency here. He knows the importance of trying to get on the feet here of Mainstone.
And a bit of a split here, Mark. You've got Philip Ryan over on another group about 5 metres off to the right. And so obviously ocean swimming, so important for these swimmers to nail their navigation. But Mainstone looking in complete control at the moment. What a class act.
Yes, first at the BHP Bulletin Aquatic Super Series, over 10 kilometres, 10K Marathon Swimming World Cup. He's represented Australia on a number of occasions, and he comes here with a big reputation. Does a lot of training though with New Zealand's Kane Radford. We heard him say before the race, really, there's not much in it between these top guys. It can just simply come down to who has the best night's sleep. But we are seeing Radford, the Australian, looking to just clean the rest of this field out. We haven't seen such a gap open up so early in a race so far in this series for 2013-2014.
Yeah, that's right, and not often do you see someone leading Kane Radford in an event in the State Ocean Swim Series. The other interesting thing, Mark, is they're about 25 metres away from the orange marker. So does that mean they've gone a little wide on this course? Is that going to come and haunt them later on, or do they know the best line?
Yeah, it's fascinating tactics, isn't it? Because you've got to be careful that you're not looking at each other. You've still got to follow the course. You've still got to take control.
And this is Melissa Gorman, Mark. She is doing well. Looks like she has taken the lead over the rest of this very talented women's field. Another 2 Australians in the field also. But Melissa Gorman has had an illustrious career. A world champion and Australian champion back in 2010-2011. And now she's just got a slender lead over Jess Walker and Leah Cutting and Grace Somerville from New Zealand.
Now first look too at Jessica Walker, 4th ranked Australian over 10K at the 2013 National Championships, 5th at the World University Games in 2013 in the 10 kilometre event. So these athletes, Scott, are very much endurance based, used to swimming 10K. This is sort of 2.8. It'll almost feel like a little bit of a sprint. So trying to get that combination right between strength, endurance and pure speed.
Well, that's one big difference, the shorter distance, but also these Australian women, and there's 3 of them, have not often swum in wetsuits, so that's the other thing that has changed. So back up to the men's field at the front now. Reece Mainstone still holding on about a 1 or 2 metre lead over Kane Radford, but Radford conserving some energy right now, which is smart, and he'll be able to hang on the feet and hopefully pounce later on.
And in 3rd place, the ever-consistent Philip Ryan always chooses to go with the sleeveless wetsuit, prefers that, doesn't like the restriction across the shoulders, as a number of the elite athletes will often attest to as we go back to the front end of the race. And it is still the Australian Reece Mainstone swimming in a wetsuit for the very first time in control. Radford sitting there in 2nd place.
As they approach the 1.4 kilometre halfway marker buoy, and just sensing that Mainstone wants to put a little bit more metres into Radford as he rounds this marker and starts the second half of this event.
Yeah, doing a good job. Reece Mainstone, Kane Radford there in second place. Philip Ryan there in third. A wonderful race beginning to develop halfway through race 4 of the State New Zealand Ocean Swim Series, La Grande Swim here in Akaroa.
Bonjour la France, en direct de la Grande Swim d'Akaroa. Plein de bisous.
No, you're not in France. You're in the French settlement of Akaroa. This is round 4 of the State New Zealand Ocean Swim Series, La Grande Swim. And while the competitors are taking part in the 2.8k event, there are 3 other events underway. The Step It Up 1000, the Give It A Go 300, and the State Ocean Kids. Family and friends out there in their hundreds, an opportunity for people to experience the sport of open water swimming for the first time at a level they're comfortable at. And we often see them progress from distance to distance, year in, year out. And an athlete representing France today is Claire Lamoureux.
That was the first time for me in open water. So yeah, wasn't so good, but after all it was fun. I really enjoy it, and the organization around it's just amazing. I'm really, wow.
It's quite different to swimming in a pool, isn't it?
Definitely. Nothing you can compare with, but still a lot of fun, and yeah, that's the most important thing, I think.
Oh, you got to love the French passion, the French flair.
Oh, that's what it's all about. And over the other side of the event site, 45 State Ocean Kids getting ready for their swim and ocean safety session prior to their 200-metre race this morning.
No, they'd never ever do that.
We want kids to learn swimming, learn to understand the water, and learn a few key messages around surf safety. You know, always go in with someone else. We want kids well supervised by their parents. We always want them to swim between the red and yellow flags if they're down the beach. Those are some of the key messages that we're trying to get across. Not only the kids, but also the parents, because the parents are the ones obviously taking those kids down and looking after them down the beach. So really enjoying the beach, but enjoying it safely. Works really well, especially at events like this when we've got really enthusiastic kids. The parents are down here really enthusiastic to learn stuff. So it's, I guess, a really great atmosphere and really great learning place.
Wow. So did you hear where you're going to swim? Swim around the buoy and back?
Out of the 45 kids, the youngest is Phoenix Mackenzie Hart, just 6 years of age. She's on the start line today, very much inspired by what her mum did last year.
I think it's so good for the kids to get involved in this. It's brilliant, you know, and water safety as well. So I think it's absolutely fantastic. How's your goggles? Let me have a look. Wow, you look the part.
She's out there now, how are you feeling?
Yeah, good now. She's swimming into it, she's getting in a rhythm, and there's lifeguards and everything there, so it's not as bad as what I thought it might have been, but she's doing really well, and yeah, she's doing it. I'm not going to take my eyes off her though. Very proud, my goodness. I was a nervous wreck, but I had nothing to be worried about. You swam all the way. I'm so proud of you. She'll probably want to come back every year now, so yeah, so we'll just come back every year and do it together. So it'll be pretty cool. We're going to try and join the Surf Lifesaving Club as well.
Oh, well and truly hooked. Congratulations to Phoenix too. Put that on your wall, be proud of it. As we go back to the front of the men's and women's elite race, they are at the turnaround marker, 1.4 kilometres, as we start to see our leading competitors and the first of our female competitors complete this first turn.
And this is Melissa Gorman in the green cap rounding the turn marker. She's got 1.4 kilometres to swim. Looks like she's got about a 10 to 15 metre lead over Jess Walker from Australia.
What will be one of the big challenges for the second half here, Scott, will be the sunstrike, the sun in their eyes. You can just see our lifeguard here really struggling to find direction. So you can imagine what it's like, dead flat on the water for our competitors. So important, though, that they do get out have a look at high landmarks and sight those rather than sighting markers directly on the water.
Well, this is where equipment comes into play. Anti-fog goggles, reflective goggles, these are all the types of things they're going to need in this second 1.4 kilometre stretch. And you can see the swimmers starting to come out to the turn and the other swimmers coming back in. And this looks like Melissa Gorman just has lost her goggles or just clearing those goggles, and possibly because of that sunstrike.
Difficult too as you're swimming by yourself, no responsibility, no one else in front of you. Look at the impressive CV here of Melissa Gorman, London Olympian in 2012, former world champion, and just coming back from a bit of a shoulder injury, but certainly showing no signs of it at the moment. But again, the handbrake goes on, opening the gap every time she does do that. So goggles starting to play up. Look at that sun, tough on these competitors.
Absolutely. A little bit of conversation going on between Melissa Gorman and one of the lifeguards here. It looks like she's got the goggles back on. She's back on her way. That would have maybe taken a little bit out of that lead she had.
And so Reece Mainstone now looking to try and just see if he can put a bit of a gap on Radford. A little bit more urgency coming in from Kane Radford though. On the feet now, that's where he wants to be. Positioned, poised, set to go, set to strike.
Well, Reece Mainstone keeping his cool. It's all going to come down to the top 2 inches soon. He was the Australian champion in 2013. That was the BHP Billiton. But this year had to fall into third. Jared Port winning that event, Radford in fourth. But we're not far away from a finish now, Mark, and Mainstone really starting to put the pressure on Radford.
Yeah, the kick comes into play immediately. It's just what happens in open water swimming. The arm stroke begins to improve. What does Kane Radford have left? They've trained together. They know that on any given day they can beat each other. But you're starting to see the head of Kane Radford just lift a little bit more. He seems to be in a bit more difficulty. So Mainstone will get to his feet first. The Australian, by the looks of it, will take out round 4 comfortably in the finish. Great swim, led from start to finish.
And Radford pushing it all the way to the finish line too. He isn't far behind. You can see Radford come round the corner and just seconds in it. Still valuable points for Radford. And these compatriots, training partners, and in the end, not a lot in it. And this is Philip Ryan, the sleeveless wetsuit. He's done well to keep third place. And, you know, we look for Philip Ryan at each of these events. He's been very consistent, travels to all 6 of them across the series.
And now getting to his feet in 4th place, Michael Shield, the top Australian open water swimmer, back from a back injury. So a good finish from him.
And this is Troy Belvert, training in Cambridge at the moment, in 5th place. A good swim for him.
Boy, what a very, very good field indeed. And now the first of our women about to get to their feet. Melissa Gorman of Australia, a couple of dolphin dives. And now we start to see the wade come into play. She'll be very happy with this. Back from injury. Battle of the sexes. It is Gorman. Gorman will win it. She'll win the women's race, win the women's title.
And that was Jay Cadman-Kennedy, just wanting to get there first as well. He did a great job in the Bay of Islands Classic late last year. So this is Jess Walker, 2nd place, a 1-2 for Australia in the women's field today from the Gold Coast.
And just confirming those men's results, Reece Mainstone taking out a comfortable victory. Kane Radford in 2nd, almost a minute clear of 3rd place, which was Philip Ryan.
And in the women's field, Gorman winning by just over a minute there, back to Walker and Gillespie.
All right, Mel, well, congratulations on the win. I mean, this is your first swim back from major shoulder surgery, so you've got to be delighted.
I'm really happy to come away with a win today. It was pretty tough out there for me. I got a really bad start, so I kind of lost the pack right from the beginning and slowly had to catch up one by one. But yeah, to come away with a win, I'm pretty happy.
Navigation today, a little bit of an issue for everyone, it seems, just after the turn and the head in. Tell me about what happened.
I had absolutely no idea where I was going. Every time I would look up, I couldn't see anything. I tried to take my goggles off, have a little look around, and I ended up yelling at one of the board paddlers, "Can you please show me where I'm going?" It was pretty tough. I think the sun was just right in our face the whole way home.
Well, Jess, you finished in 2nd place. You happy?
Yeah, pretty happy with that. It was a really tough swim. It was pretty washy heading out, so I didn't really know where I was or what was going on. And it's so hard swimming with a wetsuit. Your arms and your shoulders just blow up so quickly. But it was a really good swim, and the water's beautiful, so I couldn't ask for anything better, really.
Right, Reece, well, congratulations. Well done on winning your first race here.
Thank you. It was a great race, and Kane put up the challenge and I accepted and come out with a win, so pretty happy.
You got Mount Maunganui and then Auckland to end with. Reece, you must be pleased. I mean, this sets you up for a good challenge for the overall series, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, and it also gives me something to look forward to in training as well. So, and it's going to be a challenge when all the boys are going to be racing the last series, and it's going to be a close race and much closer than this one today.
All right, Kane, well, second place today against your good mate Reece. He swam well, didn't he?
Yeah, he definitely did, you know. He went out from the start and just held on, and I tried to move up on him, and I just had nothing to give there to get around him.
It's good for you though, isn't it, to get race good hard competition like this?
Yeah, it definitely is to have these guys coming over, you know. You can't replace racing hard with these guys. It's a little bit shorter than we're normally used to, but it's still a race and it's still good to get out amongst it.
So let's have a look at the men's standings after 4 races. The Lumino leaderboard, it is Philip Ryan over Ben Rubeck, Kane Radford sitting there in 3rd place, but plenty to look forward to with 2 races to go. On the women's side, the Lumino leaderboard, it is Paige Shendela Kemp, Grace Somerville, Emma Robinson, Jess Walker and Courtney Carson. And great to see all the recreational swimmers enjoying the finish line, catching up with family and friends, telling a few stories. I'm sure sitting down with their coaches, their training partners, and looking at how they maybe can improve on things next year. Are they going to take part in the next race in the series?
Awesome swim today.
Well, this man, he has done it on 2 occasions. It was only 2 years ago that he underwent quintuple heart bypass surgery. His name is Stephen Hoff.
It's such a great day out. It's well organised. I've done a few triathlons and things that weren't quite so good. This is well organised. Everything's laid on. I swim with Masters in Rangiora. We've got a group of guys that come down here. They've been absolutely fantastic as well. And yeah, it's just a great day out. And my wife is great support. Yeah, it's really good.
Beautifully summed up there by Stephen. If you're inspired, 2 races left in the series. Mount Maunganui, March 22nd. Auckland's North Shore, April the 12th. And we'd love to see you there. Check out the website oceanswim.co.nz on behalf of myself and Scott Rice. We look forward to having your company for Race 5.